What's up, everybody? We are back and welcome back to the group for another love and relationships discussion. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share your comments down below. And as per usual, we have our lovely co host with us. Come on, say something to the people, Val.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's going to be a
Yeah.
great show tonight. Good to see you in the congregation. Please make sure you're inviting a friend to come on in. Tell them to come on over and drop their testimonies down in the congregation in the comment section. I look forward to the commentary.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get into it tonight. So, I'm not even finna waste no time. I want to ask the question, Alabama church girl, in this day and time in 2020, who has to put in the most work as it comes to relationships? I want to hear your thoughts on it.
So, you know me, Miss Diplomatic.
Politically correct.
I try to be. I try to be fair and balanced.
Now, we want to hear the real. That's what we want to hear.
Okay, and this is my real now.
All right.
My real from my heart is I think that it should be balanced.
Okay.
I really do. I really do. I know that, like I said plenty of times before, relationships have ebbs and flows. At some point, one person is going to be lifting a little more than the other, but it's like a seesaw. You balance each other. One might be on their up game while the other one is down, but you balancing each other. So I really feel like it should be balanced. You shouldn't have to drag anyone along.
Now that is absolutely true, and I agree with you 100%. However, I want to know from the point of view of have you ever heard, or let me rephrase this, have you ever told your significant other, hey, you still got to date me, you can't get complacent? Have you ever said that?
So in my current relationship, no.
Okay.
But in the past, yeah. Like, dude, this is not the business. I look too good to just be sitting here on the couch all the time. we need to go out. Whereas in my current relationship, my dude is like, babe, we hadn't had a date night now. I need you to put this on the books. So, and I enjoy that, I really do. I like it when he say, hey, I want to see you dress up. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now what if he wasn't saying that though? Would you think it was a problem? Would it be a problem, or would it become a problem for you?
Well, I would have to assess the situation, because I do know that, sometimes we do get so in our workflow that we forget about recreation, we forget about pleasure, and we sometimes forget that pleasuring each other is not just skin to skin physical. It's a process. So yeah, I have to assess the situation and really pinpoint, well, hey, where is our flaw? Are we, just neglecting one another? Or is it that we're on a grind right now that can't wait? You know what I mean? You understand?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'll speak from past experiences, and also from what I hear a lot of times in the community. Because, like I said before, I talk to a lot of different people and get a lot of different perspectives on what's going on, and I'm trying to listen to everybody and understand both sides of the spectrum. But I mean, to me, it seems like in 2021, the men are expected to put in all kinds of work, and all y'all have to do is sit there and look pretty and show up. You know what I'm saying? And then, if you want to start like from the beginning of a relationship, it's usually the man that has to approach the woman. I mean, because let's be honest, how many females are comfortable with approaching men? Not many. And then on top of that, women are checking you out from head to toe. Your shoe game got to be right. Your haircut got to be right. You can't be driving, the Pinto and all that stuff just to get a look. You know what I'm saying?
It goes both ways.
Yeah, and that's true. Some of it does go both ways, but I just feel like the men are having to put in more work, and then especially when you got this I'll call it this city girl culture, where the man, you got to bring the bag or you got to fly me out and everything like that. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, and then they want you to be established, but you can't be too established. You got to have your own money, but you can't have too much money. Because that kind of
ain't no such thing as too much.
I literally had somebody tell me, look, I don't know if it was an excuse or what, but I literally had a female tell me that I was too established.
Well, she wasn't rising to the occasion. She did your favor. She did.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I believe you're right. But I mean, if you look at all of this stuff that modern women are requiring or wanting out of a man in 2021, I mean, it's a lot of pressure on the brothers.
Like I said, I think it goes both ways. Because, I mean, I agree with you that on the front end, I personally am one of those ladies. I'm not pursuing a man. So, yeah, he has to come hard.
Right.
But then once he got my attention and I feel like he is worthy of keeping my attention, I'm going hard.
Yeah, see, he got to be worthy first, though, right? He got to be worthy.
He says, when I first laid eyes on him, it was like, boom.
Hey, I don't know who's telling the truth. I believe him.
No, but seriously,
that's what's up.
Once he had my attention, and I was just like, because okay, can I really disclose?
Yeah, come on with it.
All right, so when we first met, I was in my I was in my date mode.
Okay, meaning
like I'm just dating. I'm just dating around. I ain't trying to be settled with nobody because I had long-term relationships that just were terrible. That turned out to be a long headache. So, I was just like, I ain't trying to be settled. I ain't trying, he cute, so he's worthy to go out in public with. He got a little bit of conversation about himself. He ain't nobody I want to talk to every day, but he'll be fun for a good laugh, So let's get out the house and dress up.
I got you.
I was in that mode. Well, with that, I almost overlooked him. Because I didn't know until that age of life, which was just 3 years ago, that it was okay to date multiple people at a time. So, I was at that phase of life where, okay, let me just try something different. Because this long term, trying to be loyal to one person for 4 or 5 years at a time, that just wasn't working for me. So, my girlfriend says, well, she said, I know it's to be fact. She kept a spreadsheet for me. Who you going out with today, girl?
Not the spreadsheet.
Yes. Which one at lunch and which one at dinner, girl?
Now, I must admit, I've done that before too. I mean, it didn't really go on that long, but going out on a date for lunch and then going out on another date for dinner. And then here's another thing too. Like, if you just getting to know somebody and just dating, if you a guy, hey, that's starting to put a dent in your pockets, real quick. And that's another reason why I'm saying I feel like men have to put in the most work, because I mean, at least for the first few dates, y'all expect us to pay.
No, see, this now I'm a reasonable one. So if I didn't think it was like a lot of potential in this person, then I'm gonna do brunch with that person. Because I want to laugh and have some type of interaction with the male.
Some
We need
quick.
this now. Yeah, so we're just gonna do brunch and go kick it for a couple of hours. Let me feel the presence of a man
Mm-hmm.
around, get some
Mm-hmm.
information and insight on what y'all do on y'all side of the fence,
Mm-hmm.
and let
Okay.
me go back to my corner. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
but if I felt like there was more potential, then okay, it was a dinner experience. Cause I ain't gonna put you through that. And I ain't gonna hit your
So,
pockets up
so,
and
so what are you
I
saying? So what you saying is brunch is cheaper than dinner.
yes, we all know this.
So if you're not that interested, okay, you can get a cheap date. But if I'm interested, I want you to spend. Are y'all hearing this? If they
Listen,
like you,
don't you be judging my testimony.
but that's why we're here. That's what I'm saying. So if they like you, you got to put in even more work.
Yes, but
Wow.
but 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 he went the extra mile and he did put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. Because at
Mm-hmm.
first I didn't even pay attention to the fact that he was pursuing.
Mm-hmm.
His approach was business. So
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't paying attention to the fact that he was pursuing as well.
Yeah.
So
Putting in work, he had to
yeah,
try to figure out how to even get your attention first.
yeah.
He probably had a whole blueprint on the wall trying to figure, because that's what it's like trying to figure y'all out, especially if we interested. Yo, it's like trying to crack the code.
But listen, once I knew that he was worthy of my attention,
Mm-hmm.
then I went hard. Let me show
Okay.
this man. I'm working with some skills now.
Okay.
I was cooking good.
Uh-huh. Okay.
If you pay attention to our pictures, you'll see where both of us kind of blew up a little bit.
Hey, a little happy weight, huh?
Yes, I was making him happy. I was making
Okay.
myself fully available. I kind of put, some things on the back burner so that I can push this relationship to my forefront because it was something that I was engaged in. It was something
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted. I wanted him to know that I wanted him. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, it's a up and down. It's a balancing effect that it will balance each other in the long run. That both of you are putting in some type of or should be. I think
Mm-hmm.
a healthy relationship should both parties need to put in work. Because I don't want him, I wouldn't want him to go out of his way to show me that he really wants me in his life. And I'd be a total jerk and just be like, you know what, I throw him a bone.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially when I really wanted him. I'm like, look, ain't nobody else gonna get this. No, 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 no.
And now tell us, besides cooking, what are some other things that you did to put in some work?
I put in work.
Work, okay.
I put,
Nothing wrong with work. Moving on. Moving on. And see, let me say this too. I am so glad that you had a mind frame that you have about this particular topic because we're not seeing it so much these days. All it is now is now. I'm not saying all, but most women only want a man to put them up on a pedestal, to validate them, and to cater to them, and they don't want to do anything, to reciprocate. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I,
Now, do I have it right or do I have it wrong?
I mean, I think we're treading on some good territory here.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was foolish for many years.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we don't know our own value. And sometimes we are so foolish, and we meaning we ladies, we are so foolish, we give away work to undeserving men.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we meet one who's fully deserving, we have backed up in our corner so much that we don't even realize, hey, this is it right here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I, like I said, my honesty is I almost missed it because I was in my corner. Like, you know what? I ain't finna let nobody else get to my heart to be able to hurt it the way it has been hurt.
I
You know how
understand.
you can beat on a window till it's shattered, but it hadn't broken all the way.
Yeah.
I was at that place where I was so shattered, I don't need another beating right now because I'm gonna break. And when I
Mm-hmm.
break, it's gonna be all hell broke loose. Like what's her name in like Angela Bassett in Waiting to Exhale. So
Oh goodness.
I didn't want to get to that place. Now I
Mm-hmm.
almost did. I told you I got a testimony.
Mm-hmm.
I got a jail time testimony.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
But I that wasn't even to me my most broken that I could have been.
Mm-hmm.
So I thank God that I have not had that experience, and I look forward to not having that type of brokenness in my life. But
Right. So speaking of putting in work and how you said that you almost missed it, I want to bring this up on the screen, and I posted this in the group on the Facebook group the other day. And if you watch it on YouTube and you're not a part of the group, the link to join the Facebook group is in the description. So this says, when you finally meet a man who has goals, which means he's putting in work, right? Isn't full of himself, asks you out at 12 p.m. and not 12 a.m. and talks about his feelings. Mm, I like you as a friend. Friend zone.
so see,
After this man done put in all of this work to be an upstanding guy, and he still get friend zone.
and that's where I go. You notice I didn't comment on that.
Yeah, I did. I noticed.
And the reason being is because I feel like, yes, there are some women that do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they do that because they're not understanding what their value is. Sometimes,
Elaborate.
sometimes women come to approach a potential partner
Mm-hmm.
assuming what his expectations are.
Mm-hmm.
What do I mean by that? Well, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
a woman may assume he just really wants somebody to power through.
Mm-hmm.
And she approaches the situation like, look, I'm a power forward. And that's not what he wanted. He wanted somebody to be vulnerable with. And she's like, oh, okay. You didn't want that. Let me go look for the next one because I was ready. I was ready. I was ready. Ready for the back to break.
I'm looking for my caps to put on. That's what I'm looking for. I got to start bringing the cap because
You
I'm
think I'm
calling
lying?
cap. I'm
Okay,
calling cap on that one.
do
I'm
you think
calling
I'm
cap.
lying? Do you
I,
think that I'm lying? That some women come to the situation thinking, okay, this type of dude want a woman that is, open 24/7. And he might not be that type of dude. You don't think that
so
occurs?
so 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 what you saying is you saying that the female is down for the bedroom fun, but he's not.
Yet that might be the situation.
I cap. I call
Okay.
cap. I wish I had a cap to put on, and let me tell you why. Because you ladies won't You want a man that has one thing that I hear a lot is ambition, right? If you don't have any goals or ambition or any plans to make it any further than you are right now, if a woman can't see that ambition and or potential in a man, then 9 times out of 10 she's gonna be gone anyway. And then after she finds somebody that has that ambition and has that potential and has that earning potential, like a lot of you ladies tend to want to have, then you want a man that's going to that doesn't just want you for bedroom fun, so to speak. And you want a man to be vulnerable and talk about his feelings and all of that stuff, when most of the time it's really just setting the guy up for failure.
So there are some women that approach it in that manner, but I'm talking about the women who approach it like a Portia Williams. You don't remember when that first fiance, when she first introduced that first fiance to the world, she was just like, I don't care nothing about what other woman he's sleeping with. I don't care nothing about his past. The girls were trying to tell her, girl, he got every woman in the book tattooed on his back. She was like, I don't care. I'm finna do this. I'm finna do this. This man, he got this, he got that, and she got pregnant very quickly from this man. And you notice they're not together no more.
Right.
2 years later, she got a whole new fiance.
Yeah, and that's true. Yeah, but the celebrities, they kind of move in a different way than
they do.
How we move,
They do, but I like to use their typology because they do represent a sector of the general population that move in manners like that. So what I'm referring to is that mindset of women who approach situations like that, like, he's just looking for a toy, and then he's like, nah, I ain't kind of like, I'm serious. And then she's just like, oh, well, I was prepared to be a toy. And let me go find somebody else looking for a toy. It's some women like that. There are some women like that.
I might can subscribe to that, but I think it's I don't know. It might be a little bit more than what I'm thinking it is, man. But I'm telling you, you ladies, sometimes I really don't think y'all know what y'all want.
And that might be true as well. Might be true as well. And that lends to the point that we made last week about women waiting to a more mature age to decide to settle down. Because honestly, I told you my first marriage, I was 23 when I got married. And I thought I knew what I wanted. And I got something. He was tall, dark, and handsome. He wasn't dark like I like him dark. But he was tall, dark. He was like my complexion, a little bit brighter and handsome. But those inward attributes, the matters of the heart, the caring for the family, I wasn't that mature to know that those are things that I want. Someone that's focused in the household and not so much, trying to win approval of some proverbial audience that has eyes on him. That ain't what I want. I don't need that. So, but I didn't know that I didn't need that. I didn't know that that's what I was looking for, something different, until I got something that said, well, that ain't what I want. I know I asked for that, but that ain't, how you go to a restaurant and you read the menu and you think, okay, all these ingredients sound good, give me that. And then when you get it, you're like, well, that ain't really what I wanted.
Right.
That's how it was. So, being more mature, I know better who I am personally and what would complement what I want in life. You understand?
Yeah, I'm digging what you're saying. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. However, I want to throw this at you. Since we talking about who has to put in the most work, from not just from your circle, but from what you see in society. And we're about to bring our other guests up. Let me bring our other guests up before I ask this question. Emmanuel Samuels, we can't hear you.
I was on mute.
There we go. That guy looks familiar. But yeah, let me throw let me throw this at you, and then we'll get Emmanuel to chime in. So, from what you see, not only in your group and your circle, right? Do you think that women have this notion that it should be all about them and not about the guy at all? Because I'll just be honest with you. You hear this old cliche, happy wife, happy life, and gives a doggone about what the man is saying. And then on top of that, I was driving home today, and I had to think about what the date was. Sunday is Father's Day. How many of y'all knew Sunday was Father's Day? And I haven't saw the first what do you call it? Did they put up in the stores? I haven't seen the first display in the stores. I haven't seen the first frame on Facebook. None of that stuff.
So, all right.
So men put in a lot of work. We're not talking about the dusties. We're talking about the men that's actually upstanding. Put in a lot of work, and then people forget that it's Father's Day.
Yeah, there are some men who do put in a lot of work, and I give kudos to those men. They are well deserving of their nobility. But there are also some women who approach relationships like I'm gonna be the ride or die, and I'm gonna go hard like Bunny and Clyde for my man, and they go and do all this lifting, heavy lifting, and allow some men to just sit back
Mm-hmm.
and take the passenger ride. And I think that will put a damper on them being celebrated in a Father's Day season too.
Mm-hmm.
And the balance needs to be established in order for them to be equally celebrated on Mother's and Father's Day.
My Lord. Emmanuel, you've been listening to the conversation and heard what we've been putting down. What are your thoughts?
It's rough out here for fathers.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you asked the question about Father's Day and said like stores not putting nothing up, the social media's not putting nothing up. And you asked the question, and Church Girl went first. And the first, she said, there might be some dudes that's out here being fathers, but the woman, this ain't Mother's Day or nothing like that. Like you hit on the man, we've been in control of the whole world per se. Not we, but you know what I mean by the man. Been dominant for so long. So just like with any other PR, they gotta uplift everybody else and keep us last, right? The only problem with that, let's put race in there. The black dude ain't been celebrated in a long time. So we do want to feel kind of celebrate on Father's Day, especially how we break our backs working, ducking and dodging, staying out of trouble, making sure the family's straight, making sure the woman happy, doing everything just to get a spatula and some socks or a tie on Father's Day. I'm expecting my spatula. I'm just waiting on
it. you got the grill sandals to match?
Yep. Last year I got a spatula and an apron. For Christmas, for Christmas I got a mop.
And then watch this. They want you to get out there and put something on the grill on Father's Day. You can't even sit back and put your feet up. But they want you to get out there and cook.
I hate to say that. That's like in certain people's experiences, right? Because I do know some dudes who woman actually, and the whole family appreciate him on that day too. So I can't act like it's everybody. We're just dealing with some shoddy people. That's just basically what it is.
Right. And I mean, we know like this stuff that we talk about, we know that we're speaking more on generalities. It's most, not all. There are some exceptions and some anomalies, to this kind of stuff. But just over the majority, you know what I'm saying? And I felt bad that I even had to Google when Father's Day was this year. I'm like, wow, it's Father's Day. Look, for example, at
the
church,
third weekend in June. That's always.
Yeah.
That's always.
So check. At church, the church did a fabulous job for Mother's Day. Men out there grilling steaks, twice baked potatoes, green beans, dinner roll, and some cake, all for Mother's Day. I ain't heard a peep about Father's Day. Not a peep.
And you ain't gonna hear nothing.
It ain't gonna hear it unless I bring it up.
Listen, you don't want me to get started about that church, honey.
So I mean,
most of the fathers at home, they ain't at church.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably ain't a whole lot of nobody at church these days. At least not like it's supposed to. But and I get the fact that I say it a lot. Pressure is made for shoulders, not hips. And then a lot of times, like, people just don't realize the weight and the pressure that men internalize.
They don't
care. What I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. A lot of people don't care about what men go through, what we have to internalize, and then what we can't even share. You know what I'm saying?
That lends back to the question that's on the table: who puts in the most work? And that's why it's important to find a partner that is equal to you, that can bear your burdens just as you bear theirs.
Kinda. I'm gonna stop you there because when it comes to them kids and how y'all do for them and how y'all do, y'all got that 100%. Like being with a kid 24/7, feeding him, changing diapers, and got other kids or whatever. That a man can try his best, but we ain't built for that.
Yeah, but at the same time, with you being partners, both of you should be able to be vulnerable with each other. And your vulnerability might not be mine. It's not going to be the same as mine.
Yeah.
But I need to be strong enough emotionally to be able to hold you and to be able to lay you on my chest and say, baby, it's okay. I'm here, to bear that burden with you. And the same thing goes for that man. I want to be able to lay my head in his chest and just let the tears fall down. You know what I mean? And be strong enough emotionally to be there as my support.
Right. And that's more the latter than the former of what you said, because again, a man has to be able to help bear that burden of the family and of his woman too. But at the same time, it's some stuff, and whether you ladies agree with me or not, and I want somebody else, if it's any guys, I want y'all to put it in the comments too. It's some stuff that you cannot be vulnerable with your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other. It's certain stuff that you cannot be vulnerable with them with. And if you are too vulnerable, and you might get once or twice a year. You might get 2 times a year to get a chance to be, vulnerable. After that, they're gonna start losing respect for you.
I think it could go both ways too, though.
Well, a woman is expected to be emotional.
That's constantly whining, someone that's constantly complaining about stuff. After so long, you're gonna get tired of that woman.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's different in complaining and whining, and a dude just saying, "Man, life is tough. Work is hard." You know what I'm saying? No complaining, no nothing. Mm-hmm. Just, man, this is rough out here. Oh, you should man up. What? I'm just trying to come to talk to you. I can speak for that from experience. You just want to come home and vent sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But now I gotta watch any word I say because it will and can be used against you like the FBI or the cops. I don't care how big or small it is. It's like, so I can't even talk to you. So don't be mad who I'm talking to, because I got to tell
Right.
somebody.
Right.
You know,
Right. It goes both ways. It does go both ways.
like you could
Oh
be at
yeah.
work and be embarrassed or whatever and want to come home and talk about it. But then with some people, especially in our community, I know it's in everybody's community, but in our community, you might tell your vulnerability and they gonna blast that everywhere and use it against you any way they can.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
You are
I,
absolutely right. Oh, I just put the link down in the comments on Facebook. So if you got anybody else that want to jump in and chime in, feel free to do so. Alabama Church Girl, you want to add something else real quick?
Yeah, I was just wanting to elaborate on, a woman that's whining and complaining all the time. Like, this house ain't big enough. We don't never
Mm,
have such and such like so and so husband be doing with his wife, or why we can't go out 4 times a month like so and so.
mm-hmm,
After so long, you just gonna tune her out. Like this woman ain't never satisfied.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
so and the same thing goes, like you were saying that sometimes you feel like you can't be vulnerable with your woman if he always got something going on after a while.
Exactly. After a while, the lady is going to definitely start losing respect for him.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, which leads us to our next topic. We just talked about who has to put in the most work. So, if you're just joining us on YouTube or in the Facebook group, welcome to another episode of Love and Relationships. Our next topic:
Hey, Paul.
who is the prize?
The
Who?
prize.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm? You might as well go get your You might as well go get your bride hat that you had on last week.
Put on a crown.
Who is the prize in the relationship? So now let me preface this real quick because like we were saying, the type of man that the ladies in 2021 want, with the type of man that you ladies want, a man has to work extremely hard to be that. A lot of times, you ladies, all y'all have to do is show up, right? So let me preface this by saying where I saw this from. It was a young brother who graduated from law school. I believe the college was somewhere in Louisiana. But anyway, he graduated from law school, and upon his graduation, he posted a long Instagram post.
I think
And I'm paraphrasing here, but basically he was saying, okay, now that I'm graduated out of law school, I'm only in the top 7% of black men who are professional in all of America. So, in a nutshell, I'm the type of guy that all of these ladies want that make a certain amount of money, educated, whatever, whatever, whatever. And now he is the prize. He was saying, I am the prize because now I am that. So now ladies have to put in the work to get to me. And that's where the questions start coming up. Who is the prize? Is it the man? Is it the woman? Which one is it? We're going to start with you ladies first.
I recall that Instagram post because it went viral.
It did.
I think it was over a year ago.
Yep.
But he was a cute little chocolate brother. I'm sure.
See? See?
I'm sure he had women lining up to put in the work to get the prize. I'm sure they probably were fighting over each other, and they were probably just like Porsche, like, I don't care who else he messing with, I'm gonna get this prize. Mm-hmm. I'm sure, but he may have. I don't know. I can't assume, but he probably got something and may decide later, hey, this ain't the prize I was looking for. So I think that both parties need to be searching for a prize.
Okay. So you're basically saying both are the prize. and not one or
you
the
should
other.
be. Because both of
Oh,
you, I don't think it's healthy if both of you are not coming to the relationship saying, "Look, I know my value. I know my worth. Now I'm gonna give you this work if you are worthy of this work. But if you ain't worthy of this work, you can't get this work. You know what I
mean? Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Both of us have to have some type of pride about ourselves, because it ain't, to me. See, I'm just one of them girls. It ain't even attractive to me if you don't know your worth. I'm not attracted to that. I'm not attracted to somebody that's trying to be somebody else, that's trying to fit a mold that others have told them looks good. I need somebody to stand in their stuff and know that the God that they are. You know what I mean?
Yep. I'm hearing you. Emmanuel, what you got to say on it? Who is the prize?
I think I 3/4 agree with Alabama Church Girl. So when you're dating, you're trying to catch your prize. So you can't come in thinking, "Hey, I'm the prize," because who is he the prize to? Marveline from down the street, or Beyonce? Because to Beyonce, he ain't Jay-Z. This dude just graduated. He don't got experience. He ain't been through nothing yet. He just graduated. So actually, he's a little guppy in the sea of professionals. You know what I'm saying? But just because you're professional don't mean you the prize. I'm the prize, right? To who though? It's all perception. Like I'm the prize to Miss KFC down the street. But I want to catch a prize too. I don't want somebody thinking, oh, because that's the issue I run into. Because like I got my master's degree, got my career, got my experience, whatever, got the house, got the car. But when you thinking you are the prize, they saying they can't hear me. Fuck. But anyway, I'll fix that. Be less more. I'll fix that. But y'all know what I was talking about. Catch your prize. Catch your prize.
Yeah.
You don't go to if I'm going fishing, I ain't going to the pond talking about fish. I'm the prize. Come jump on my reel. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You want to catch your prize while you out there. You got all the gear, that's right. But what that gear gonna get you? You know what I'm saying? That's some immature shit talking about, am I the prize? You the prize? Because see, when I look at relationships, I want to be that equal or whatever, or at least know, hey, we're working on this together, but that's how a lot of people feel. So you can come in with all your degrees, all your talent, and you may be the prize, but they're going to resent you the whole way. You think you better than me. How many times you heard that, JD?
A lot of times. A lot of times.
Or getting someone that will do what it takes to get you, but can't sustain keeping you.
Well, that's everybody I run across.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, it's true. Look. It's true. Let me chime in on that one, because in the first, month, you can think that person is the bomb.com. But just like I tell everybody, you got to give it at least 90 days. At least 90 days. Because if they putting up a front, by that 91st day, they're going to be too tired to keep up the front. But let me chime in on this and give my point of view real quick. If women are saying that there are not a lot of good black men, right? If a woman finds a good black man, wouldn't that be a prize? Not saying that the woman isn't, but wouldn't that be a prize? Something that's not readily available in a lot of women's eyes. That good black man that's a provider male, that can lead, that can protect, that can be priest and prophet and protector of the house, right? Wouldn't that be a prize? Now, I would say that one, it depends on each situation or whatever, but one is not that one is the prize and then the other one is nothing. That's not what I'm saying. The man in most cases could be the prize, but the woman is the catch.
Well,
or vice versa.
I have to lean on my scriptures. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Who can find a virtuous woman?
Fine.
She's not just out and open for all public display. You got to go looking for her.
Right. And just like that, I'm sorry to cut you off, but just like that example that Emmanuel used, if a man is trying to find a wife and he's out there fishing, and he's looking for something to eat, if he catches a fish that don't satisfy him, he's gonna throw it back. But when he gets a good catch, that's something he's gonna keep.
And the Bible also says that when he does find her, guess what? Then blessings are added to his life. So I think that the two together are a prize.
That could be. That could be. And I like the way you're thinking about that. But I want to know that this is what I really want to know. From what we're seeing in our community, do women really even find value in a good man?
Yes.
Where?
Good women do.
Okay, so why? Oh, I got a comment here. So why are a prize is a possession, right? I tend
say
to
no,
agree.
because Beyonce is a prize. She ain't my possession.
Yeah, it can be, but it is not necessarily.
I can get down with that to a certain extent.
Look, it's a bunch of prizes at the fair you ain't got.
Yeah.
There's a lot of prizes.
Health is a prize.
What'd you say, Val?
Having good health is a prize.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true. But and then like after this guy came out and said that he's the prize, that's when we started hearing all of the level up culture or whatever. No, sis, you the prize, and forget what he talking about, and he should be doing this for you, and all you have to do is this, and level up. All of that stuff, and it's even pushed in the music, in the media, everywhere. And like we was just talking about earlier, we even see it now. Like I don't think that, especially in the Black community, that we really see the value of Black men.
Of course they don't.
They don't.
But I feel like we have to get to a place where we're not competing with each other. If we want partnership, you can't be in competition.
No, it's not. It's not about being in competition, but it's more about I don't. Yeah, for the lack of a better word, it's more about that respect. Because let me tell you, I was in a situation to where, when I was kind of down and out, and I believe I talked about this before, but I'll talk about it again. When I was down and out, everything was cool. When I, went through a little rough spot and I had to, depending on my significant other, my woman, for certain things, everything was fine. But as soon as I came out of that situation and was able to take care of myself and take care of us, and take care of what I needed to take care of, that's when the problems came up.
But it sounds
then if ladies want a man that's going to be a provider, meaning that he carries a significant load of the household bills, right, and be a protector, because if something go bump in the night, who gonna go out and risk taking that bullet? And then on top of that, to be somebody with wisdom that can teach and give structure to the family. Everybody's not able to do that. I think that we try to put a materialistic spin on it too much, to where it's just about money. And I'll tell you the reason why. The reason why is because women rate men on two things: Number one, they wallet. Number two, their bedroom fund.
I think that we're in a capitalistic society. So a lot of things are rated on on the wallet. What is
Yeah.
women. But I also think that back to the situation that you mentioned with your ex, I think that maybe that's a person that didn't know their own value. And maybe the fact that you no longer needed her for what she could financially offer to you, she felt like she wasn't needed anymore, and that probably was the problem. That might be that she didn't know that she offers more to the relationship than just financial support. You understand what I'm saying? Because there are some men that can be challenged in the same way. When they feel like their woman doesn't need them financially anymore, they
Right.
get a little
Right.
grouchy.
And I understand where you're coming from, but just going back to my situation, it didn't start off that way. You see what
Hmm.
I'm saying? It didn't start off that way. Um, Maybe about, I say about a year into the relationship, I had a job change and moved, and I actually took a pay cut, to move. So until I was able to work my way back up, it was a rough little spot. So, it was certain stuff that she helped hold it down with. But as soon as I start moving back up the ranks, and then start being able to carry that load or provide, for the lack of a better word, that's when the problems start coming in. You know,
But
Go
I
ahead,
think
Emmanuel.
okay.
So here's the truth, y'all. I don't know what y'all talking about right now. So the truth is, we talking about like the black man, blah 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 blah. It's systematic. When they push some crap where like with the welfare and all that kind of stuff, like the government is your daddy right now. When it come to all queens, they know financially that's how they can just eliminate us, right? The
Mm,
the the government don't want to pay your food and your wealth, your health, and none of that. They'll place all that big bucks on us, right? But
mm-hmm,
if they got a low income apartment, the dude can't live there. It's systematic. If you living in a certain area, the dude can't be there. Look,
right.
I'll spit y'all some real rap. Well, I ain't gonna say names. I know two people that it's a woman and it's a guy. They're living there. The guy is her son. It's actually her husband because they're gonna stay together due to the circumstances, right? But that's the way the system was set up. They pushed a lot of dudes out, right? So you can be king tut all you want. Let's say you move on from your queen. She now can use the system against you, take everything from you, and now what do you have to offer to the world now? Nothing. Nothing.
Mm,
Right? So it's more than just me and you. You have a system against me, just like the whole world is against me. So that's why I be when you ask that question, like who doing the most work, the dudes are doing the most work when it comes to just being sane. Because it's
mm,
like we can't mess if I hurt your feelings or if I break up with you, you have the right to destroy me. If you
mm-hmm,
cheat on me, all I can do is lick my wounds and maybe call you a name or two, but you
right.
can actually destroy me. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to do that to you, but you can take me to the court and be like, "Well, that's your fault."
Mm-hmm,
And I want your money, and you got to keep little Nick Nick. They can destroy you. How do I know? Hey, I know. But it's like in my case, I'll just speak in my because there's a lot of bum dudes that do the same thing too. They can't get away with a lot of stuff women can do because the laws are set up for women when it comes to that kind of stuff.
mm-hmm.
But so I do know it's some dudes that can do that, but hey, who respect us? Be honest. A black man, who respect us?
I wish I had the cricket sound.
Because even when we talking to church girl, we talking about Father's Day, and one of the first things she said was, "Well, women do." Yeah, right. It's Father's Day. Give me a chip. Hey, look,
The
give me a
first
break.
thing I said was I did give those
You
noble
did,
men
you
a
did, you
praise.
did, you did, you did, you did. But I'm saying it's like we fight for everything tooth for nail, and it's not. It's like our oppressors, right? We got them. The system, we got them. Then lower
Hmm.
level, our bosses and stuff like that. We got our jobs. We got police. But in the back of our mind, the people we love the most, which is our girl, our family, whatever, they can hurt us the worst than they normally do if we go against them.
I acknowledge that.
And it sucks.
I'm raising a young
Wait, what?
I'm
Like I
raising
had a look, let me tell you this, church girl.
You
I had
acknowledge
a
that?
girl. I had a
I
girl
do.
who told me this. She was like, "I'm against black men going to jail because her ex baby daddy went to jail or whatever. I'm against all that and blah 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 and this that and there." And I tried to take her Louis V purse back, and she called it on me quicker and said I was harming her quicker than. And I was like, "So me taking my purse back would
You
sit me in that same cell
you were being petty.
as
What
the
you gonna do
black
that
man." That's my point. When you break up, you do. When you break up, you do be petty. But I'm
Mhm.
saying this dude that's pushing weight and this dude that's blah blah blah. But this dude who was trying to marry you, you said you changed the narrative, swayed his life, and all of a sudden he just say, "I want my stuff back." He need to sit in the same cell
So, like I said, I
because he
acknowledge
being petty.
I do acknowledge that I'm raising a young black man.
Mhm.
So I have to teach him that there are women that will act that way. I have to, and I tell him more times than he want to hear. Look, don't you bring one of them kind
I'll be
and
straight up.
Right.
My
to
grandma
present
and
to
them
me.
told me that every day, all day, and I listen, but we slip through the cracks. We slip
Yeah.
through them cracks. We be like,
Yeah.
I'm already let
Mama,
him
you
know.
tripping.
Listen, your mama
Mama, you
crazy.
tripping.
I
That's
will bust
my
her
God,
head.
bro.
Mama,
I
you
will bust
tripping.
her
It ain't
head.
like that. And
No.
then all you gonna say, I'll tell your son and whoever's son, all they gonna say at the end of the day is, Mama, you right.
Yes.
Hmm.
Mama, you absolutely was right. So I give my folks props because I'm like, y'all was right.
That's my
And then,
God, bro.
and I even try to point out, the conning and manipulative behavior. I tried to point out to him the girls that are confident and the ones that are not. And usually a confident person does not lead with their physical attributes.
I can't
Mm.
say that. I can't say that.
Yeah, I gotta disagree with that. And the only reason why is because there is a such thing as pretty privilege. And what I was talking about earlier is
Bring back.
like a lot of men have to put in more work, and a lot of times all the ladies have to do is show up. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all women were given something that men have to work for. You know what I'm saying?
So
It's like we have to like it. Okay, it's almost like I just put it in terms of money. It's like women inherit $1 million, right? But the men have to go out and work for that $1 million. You got $1 million, but the women a lot of times are just given their $1 million up front with the looks and the beauty and the stuff that the men want.
so
A lot of
I
times y'all just got to show up.
Church
I
girl, let me.
I
I'm gonna hit.
understand. Can I say something? Can I
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
rebuttal?
ahead. Go ahead.
I understand what you're saying, and you're
Mhm.
right that women. I heard someone frame it as erotic currency, that we
Mhm.
exchange in erotic currency. Yes, that is true. But what I'm gonna explain to you that there are a lot of times women have that erotic currency are still um low self-esteem, still insecure, they still don't have the confidence that they need. But a confident woman can have erotic currency or she cannot have erotic currency, but she does not lead with that because that's not where her confidence lies.
Emmanuel, come on with it.
I'm gonna go to my second point. My first point was systematic, right? My
Mhm.
second point is the brainwashing, right? The Atlanta Housewives. I look at they dudes. They dudes might have cheated, whatever. They dudes be like, "Hey, I'm an owner in this. I made this much money," and the women be like, "I own a boutique. I make appearances, right?" and they treat their men a certain way, and they still got a show, right?
Mm.
That's how that works. But in reality, it's like the dude. When it comes to money, we do so much, right? And y'all saying erotic currency. Put that at face value. What erotic? I'm assuming y'all talking about sex.
Mm-hmm.
Your desire, yeah,
You can go
you're
down the street and
desirable.
pay $10 to $15 and get that right now. You can just pay $15 to $20 and go get that feeling right now. So
Yeah,
how much
but
is that
not
erratic
necessarily
currency
the
worth?
physical sex, but the
Hey,
desire.
it's some people on side the street that can put in the same work. It ain't you could go pay for it if you want to deal with it. That's
See,
just the
I
truth.
think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
I'm saying that sex portion ain't worth a lick. I don't care.
No, I'm not
A
talking
lot of
about sex. That's what I mean.
now
I'm not
remember I
talking
laid
about
off.
sex. I mean, I'm talking
Remember,
about desirability.
but what do men desire? The men desire a woman who got their back, who do got the sex, who do got their back, and all the other things like that. But a lot of women, a lot of men look at women be like, oh, I want to, be with her. I want to do this. I want to do that. But my thing is, if you get past that intimacy portion, when it's coming to just the physical, that don't mean shit. Like, are you gonna help me buy a beachfront property with that erotic fantasy or whatever? Hell no.
But
That's
see,
how
that's
some.
what
That's
I
how
think.
some dudes look at women. It's like, are you gonna help me fulfill my goals? Am I gonna be
Right,
able to retire when I'm 50 or 45?
right.
But
That's
they
why.
thinking I got the rumps and up, and it's like, come on now.
That's why I said that. Is that a confident woman does not lead with that because that's
Mm.
not where her confidence lies. There's not a lot of longevity in erotic currency.
Not at
Mm-hmm.
all.
You got a short window because after so many years, you could still be a gorgeous woman, but men ain't knocking down your door to get at the cougars like them 20-year-olds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So a confident woman can be beautiful, but she know, baby, I got your back. I'm your rock,
Mm-hmm.
your anchor. You know, I'm in here for the long haul. I know how to take care of the kids. I know how to take care of the bank account. I know how to keep a purse.
Uh-huh. So let me throw this in there real quick.
Mhm.
All of that stuff that you're saying, Alabama church girl, all of that is great. But if you ask the majority of women out here, on the strip or in the street or whatever, with the mentality that they have, if you ask them what do they bring to the table, and you tell them you can't say bedroom fun, you can't say sex, and you can't say that you are the table. 70% don't have anything to say after that.
Instagram was shut down.
Right. Instagram, Snapchat, all of that. And that's why that's why I'm tying all of these, well, at least the first two topics. That's why I'm tying all of these topics together, because men have to bring all of this stuff to the table to be worthy, right? But then when you ask the women what do they bring to the table outside of bedroom fun, and you can't say that I am the table, they don't have anything to bring to the table. Now, everything you said was good. That's great. But how many actually have the ability or the even the want to do those types of things that you just named off?
And that's why those early courtship communication is very essential and vital to that relationship, because that's where you get to learn what's going on in this person's mind. You will be able to see by not just what they say but how they act as well. Like-
Mm-hmm.
and that goes on both sides of the table. If you're not listening and paying attention, you're not just getting caught up in how this look and how it making me feel, and oh, I got butterflies. Girl,
Mm-hmm.
you better be watching. Did he tip that waiter?
Right.
Did he tell his mama, I love you when he got off the phone? You better be
Mhm.
watching and paying attention to some stuff. Or
Mhm.
is he cussing his mama out? Is he
Mhm.
cussing his sister out? That type of stuff. Pay attention. Because that's what's going to define character.
Mhm.
And your gift will get you there, but it's your character that's going to keep you.
Now that is true. That is true. I can get down with that. So let me ask you this question. While we talking about who is the prize, what you looking at?
Oh my God.
What he got to say? Put him on the camera.
No, he's flirting.
Oh. Okay. Well, speaking of, it seems like it's a great time to ask the question. Now, it's almost a given that women want a man to cater to them. But in 2021, do women cater to a man?
Have y'all seen the whole viral situation going on Twitter? Y'all remember Beyonce? Yes, you saw it. You saw it.
I already had it queued up.
I wanted to take that song off the market. Now I think that's crazy.
This is
That's just how I
absolutely.
feel.
I'll give you some real spill.
I promise you, that song is on my playlist for my honeymoon. Let me cater to you, baby.
Mm-mm.
So by
Yeah,
reading
I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
by reading that, so that's really telling me. So since a man is supposed to cater to a woman, we've been slaves for a long time.
Let me take these glasses off.
Yeah.
You
I
can tell like
mean,
you read me right now.
they talking about it's a slave song. I don't understand. Like, and see, this is the delusion that we be talking about that's in our community. And Black
That's not
Twitter,
really our community don't own this stuff.
well, it's Black Twitter.
It's
I,
white folks in control of that. They
I,
got
I,
us in a maze, right?
yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
what
but the
Black
conversation
Twitter
is around
is.
the Black community.
What you
That
say?
ain't. I'll go ahead.
I said the conversation is around the Black culture and the Black
Mhm.
community. So yeah, I understand why it's called Black Twitter, although Black people don't own Twitter.
But what I'm trying to figure out is this song is 17 years old, and not to mention all of the other songs that's been made all throughout time, whether it's talking about how to get a man, keep a man, or whatever. Look, modern women need to be listening to stuff like this, not trying to cancel it.
That's because our society's a bunch of bitches. It
Baby.
hurts people's feelings. So that song hurts my feelings. I don't want that song on. So let's take it off.
Yeah.
Well, and see,
I'm a
and-
slave. I gotta buy a diamond to get married, so I'm a slave. That's a blood diamond.
But
Right.
music always tells us where the heart and the state of our community is. When did Sir Mix-a-Lot come out with I like big butts and I cannot lie?
well, that was what 91, 92?
I'm a
Okay.
slave to that. I still believe it.
Listen, and that's what I was just about to say. Then them Kardashians start getting these big old butts, and then everybody started following. And I always wondered, like, why do Black women going to get butts? We were born with them.
Yeah.
And then the big lips. Oh my God, why are we doing that to ourselves? God gave it to us already.
Right. Everybody wants to be like us.
They started, those Black men started telling the women, this is what we like.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you a crazy story.
That. Say that again.
I'm gonna tell you a crazy story. It's this black girl I know, and all her white friends that don't have the big butts, the big tatas, the big, the chin, the lips. They're going to get all this work, and so she started talking about getting all this work. And then she asked me, "Should I do that?" And I was like, "You already got all of that.
Right.
You're doubting what you got because of their lacking." So it's a lot of self-hate type stuff going on. And
Yeah.
for anybody, if just paying attention to this, those words, that's correct. If you put entertainment in that, then it's some self-esteem issues going on. Cause I would want to cater to my woman. I want her to cater to me. That's just how it should be.
Right, right. And just the fact, I
Well,
mean, to
here.
me, it really says a lot about, what society, maybe not all of society, but a portion of our community feels about black men. And especially because they go to pick this song out. And then speaking of, you mentioned Sir Mix-a-Lot, that came out early mid 90s, right? But it's only been like in the last 10 years or so that plastic surgery, kind of started getting on the map. Who was the first one that did it with the big cartoonish butts? Was it Nicki? Was Nicki Minaj the first one?
No, I think the Kardashians really were the ones that put that type of surgery on the market. I'm
Mm.
sure that other people have been doing it, but when Kim did it, Kim was a pop culture icon. So she set the tone for a lot to follow. And then to have a reality show where they talked about it with no shame. So now, if they can do it, then why can't we do it? And then now it's fetishized where black men want to see it, black women want to feel like they can do it too. So, you know, it's now it's very popular.
I'll just be honest with you. While black men do typically like more curvier of a woman,
Of course we do.
I believe I can speak for at least 70% of black men when we say we ain't looking to wife nobody up that look like an ant.
And I guess my push is there are actual slave songs. I think we
Mm,
should ban those, not cater to
yeah,
you.
Hmm.
I do. I
right.
remember Chase in second grade, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm 30, what, 4, about to be 35. And I remember Chase in second grade coming up at Calvert Elementary singing, "Thank God we freed the coloreds." That's a slave song.
Hmm.
Yes.
Not "Let Me Cater to You."
Right.
Right.
Right. But you know what? Something else
So,
that has been very common in our culture lately is being hypersensitive.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
TV. That ain't got
Yeah,
nothing to do
but
with regular
that's what I was
folks.
about to say. It's the media and marketing that is gearing us up to be hypersensitive because economics moves off of emotions. And the power of the black dollar is serious. We have the power in the black dollar because we move money fast. Money comes
Right.
in our hand and it goes out of our hands very fast. There are statistics that show you that. But in order to get that money out of that black hand quickly, you got to move them emotions. So we've been jerked
Exactly.
around. We've
Exactly.
been jerked around so much with emotions that now we all out of control. We don't even know what's up, what's down, what's real, what's
That's
true, what's right, what's not.
Mm.
So
Here's the
everything
difference.
we,
So
we
you
want to be
do know.
upset about it.
So y'all know, like they say, percentages, right? They be like the 1%, the 99%, whatever.
Yep.
If I'm not emotionally controlled to my dollar like you are, don't blame me. If the masses are doing this crazy stuff and they're moving with that, like nothing on TV can tell me in my house how we gonna move,
Right.
right? Nothing on TV is gonna tell me how to move. Like I know they got the LGBTQ stuff, that's cool. They got anti-black, that's cool. They got everything else. That ain't got nothing to do with my house. I'm gonna move in my house like I want to move. So folks need to take ownership of that.
Right.
Like this line ain't got nothing to do with nothing I'm dealing with. They can remove this, like with, let's say like with R. Kelly, all that blah 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 blah. Ain't got nothing to do with R. Kelly. And folks be like, "Oh, R. Kelly's just so horrible." Well, I know some people that raped everybody, and that's how my culture got light skinned people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Mm.
like, okay, we can joke with R. Kelly about them kitty folks or Bill Cosby. We can joke. We can cancel them. I'm like, if that's the case, let's cancel the creator of that. Let's cancel them first. Let me get my payback. Let me get my retributions from who started this. I'd rather deal with that than pinpointing these sick MRFers. You know what I'm saying? They sick. But who brought dope to us? Who fucked up our parents?
Let me tell you
Who
something.
fucked up our parents? Like who brought
Emmanuel,
it here?
I don't
Like
know what
I want to beef with them,
I don't know
not
what
the guy who sold the dope on my block. Who gave it to him? I want to beef with him.
I don't know what River Jordan you've been to this weekend, but you preaching on over here tonight.
Well, I've been on it for a while.
your
I've been on it
your
for a
head
while.
has been anointed with oil, and my cup is running over tonight because you preaching. I need to send you
Hey,
a ride. Somebody come on with super chats.
it's just truth. But what? Well, so I got into my field to learn more about what's going on, and when you learn it, it's like you kind of peek behind the curtains, and you start to realize what's really going on. It's like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we blame you, but then you start to learn like they paying for metadata and all this other extra shit, and
Mm,
it's like, yeah, you might have did it, but it couldn't. It might not could have been you, but you was close to that spot, so it's you,
mm,
Right.
and that's kind of sick. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It's like I read this 12 years later because it's a slave song. I know slave songs, and I know where I live. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna pretend. If we're talking about slave, let's start at the root.
Yeah, so we got to do better in managing our emotions. That's the mental health awareness that we should have been discussing in the month of May.
Mm-hmm.
Managing our emotions, controlling ourselves, because if we're not in control of our emotions, somebody else is.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the last thing I want to be is the monkey on the stick being, bounced around.
Right. And I agree with you 100%. I agree with everything Emmanuel was saying too, and all of this stuff. I'm glad it's tying in together the way it's tying together, because like with this kind of stuff, with what we see on the screen, let me go ahead and bounce it off. Do we see any more? Does anybody have any shame at all? Is there any shame left in our community? This is our last topic for tonight. Is there any shame left in our community? Y'all, folk can say anything they want to say, do whatever they want to say, and not have any accountability behind it, and think that nobody is supposed to say anything to them about it. And that's crazy to me. And it hadn't always been like that in our community. You know what I'm saying? And somebody put it down in the comments. Let me know if you agree or not. It used to be a time to where you wouldn't see anybody going outside with bonnets on. And now if somebody comes to you in love, like Monique did, and I'm just using this for an example, mind your business. It ain't none of you. You can't tell me. And then to take it a step further, to go deeper, when I was coming up, whether it was at school, at church, in the neighborhood, over at somebody else's house, if I acted up, they was gonna whoop me, and then I was gonna get a whooping at home too.
Mm-hmm.
But now people don't even want anybody else correcting their children, and that's insane to me. When did we get to such a point to where black folks don't have any shame at all? You know what I'm saying?
That's been the case since Jim Crow. The dudes that started off had the conk in their hair. They want to look like the white dude, right? They had that processed hair.
Mm.
I'm gonna speed it up to the 80s, 90s sag, and dudes had the do rags. I didn't hear you say nothing about do rags, Mister Do Rag wearer. See what I'm saying?
I don't wear my do rag
Ain't
out in
ain't
public.
not today,
And
but I know you.
and
So
do rags were a fashion statement back then too.
it
But go
looks
ahead.
silly, just like the bunnies today.
Right, I
There's nothing
agree.
wrong with the bunnies because if I see a woman with a bunny, I know she putting that work at home. She got on the bonnet for a reason, because she's styling and profiling when she got her hair out.
I
So if her
disagree.
bonnet is on today, she waiting on the hair appointment.
I disagree. A
And
lot of times
and
it's
oh,
laziness.
Look,
okay.
I'm
Oh,
waiting on the
it's
hair appointment right
laziness.
now, but you
Look,
don't see me on here with my bunny.
it's laziness. But when did a woman with a hair bonnet crash into the World Trade Center?
So
When did a woman with a bonnet affect anything you got going on?
I see what you.
When did a woman wear a bonnet that you didn't want to hit her
I
fat
see.
ass?
I see
Be
what you're
real
saying. I see
and
what you're
get right.
saying. I see what you're
It
saying.
has
But
no effect on your life.
I see what you're saying. But we ain't talking about the bonnets. We talking about shame. It ain't nobody ashamed anymore. I was just using that as an example. You know what I'm
Kamala
saying?
Harris, Kamala Harris can wear a bonnet tomorrow. She's still a boss.
hey Maya.
I've been dressing like a farmer or a bum for a long time. Pocket full of money. I've been dressing like a scrub for a long time. I got on a salmon shirt right now. Pocket full of money. What does that
That
matter? What does that matter?
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
What's the shame? The shame is putting on the suit ain't got $2 to rub together. That's shame to me.
mm, no, it's about taking pride in your appearance and taking pride in your community.
Got you.
Is what it's about. But
My
you said,
I like that. Taking care of your community is taking care of your community, not what you wear.
why should people be ashamed of being comfortable with
Because
themselves?
if I'm on an
No,
airplane, I'm in the most comfortablest thing I can ever wear. I will never put on a
mm,
suit on the plane because I'm going from Alabama to San Diego or to the Pacific. I'm gonna be in the most loosest clothes I can be. Why?
yeah,
That ain't
yeah,
got nothing to do with my salary.
yeah. It don't have anything to do with your salary. But what I'm saying is the way that we carry ourselves in the community, it hadn't always been like this.
Right.
Here's the
You know what
here's
I'm
the
I
problem.
saying?
feel I
Here's
understand
the
what
problem
you're
with that.
saying, JD.
A lot of us put on our what they call it Sunday best. You drive your
Mm.
best car on Sunday. You put on your best clothes. Why ain't you focused on what you actually do and how much you actually bring in to support your family? Why you worried about what other folks think about you with your pride? Pride ain't gonna pay for nothing. When you pass away today, what folks gonna say? He damn sure wore them suits. Or are they gonna talk about your real legacy? They ain't gonna talk about the bonnet. If Sister Shirley wore a bonnet, but she did the most for the community, what they gonna talk about? What she did for the community. With black folks, we critique each other so much. It's about your appearance, not about what you do. That don't make
Go.
no sense.
We're not just talking about appearance. Go ahead, Val.
So I'm sorry, Emmanuel, you didn't preach the sermon. I need to preach one too. I I think of this when I think of this situation, I think of Abraham and Lot and how Lot wanted to move to the city and be around the people that had a whole lot going on. He didn't want to be in the country land where his uncle was out here building family wealth, generational wealth. He was ready to move to the city because that's where the happenings were going on. And when he got to the city was making an impression on him and his family that was
Mm-hmm.
not healthy for him. And I feel like I think Emmanuel brought us from the Jim Crow up into the 80s. And I do believe that Christians in general, people that really do follow Christ, we're supposed to be a set aside people. We're supposed to be a peculiar people. We are supposed to be different. When you look at different stories in the Bible, like Daniel, when he was brought into captivity, even as a slave, he was supposed to look better. He was supposed to eat better. He was supposed to be more disciplined than the master
Mm-hmm.
because he was still God's people. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like black people are God's people. And I feel like that sense of pride in knowing that I'm God's people, that I represent him more than I represent black people. You know
And
what I
this
mean?
Mm-hmm.
this is what separates me from that. because Jesus hang with the prostitutes.
Exactly. He
He
did.
hung with the other folks.
He did. He
His
did.
people
That
killed
speaks
him.
to his
His people,
compassion.
look, his people killed him. He didn't dress like that. He condemned the church
Okay,
because
let me
of
finish
that.
though. Let me
He,
finish
look,
though.
hold on. He condemned the church, right? Because of that snooty kind of attitude. It ain't about what you dress. It's about
I
what you
see,
do.
you didn't let me finish
It's
because
about what you do.
I don't think it's just the dress. I think it's the mindset. Period. That I want to do it like they do it. Because a lot of times when we bring up the bonnet conversation, when we bring up the sagging pants conversation, when we bring up the pajamas conversation, you know what a lot of black women like to say? Well, the white girl's been wearing their pajamas out since I don't care what the white girl doing.
That's my
Mm,
point. Who
It
cares?
ain't about that. And I think that we are conflating issues.
mm,
My baby said, hell yeah.
Hallelujah.
Oh, hallelujah. That we're conflating issues. We are putting respectability politics in the conversation when the focus should have been pride in
mm,
self. And yes, there is a such thing as respectability politics. Yes, that's a real situation. But I don't care about playing that game. I'm just talking about pride and self. Pride and self don't have anything to do with what the white girl doing, what the Asian girl doing, what the Latino girl doing. It's what about me. And I can be comfortable and cute at the same time. I'm gonna be comfortable on the flight,
mm.
but
And
I'm gonna
my
be
point
cute at the
and
same time
and
because I
my point
represent me.
and my point is the work is what's making you cute, not how you look.
Touche.
I don't care
Mhm,
how you look. If you doing that work, you the finest thing in the world.
But first
mm.
impressions are a real thing too.
Yeah, that
Yeah, but I do know Adam ate that apple because of Eve, and she was probably her finest gown. She was probably looking fine.
She was naked. I know she was fine.
Yeah, she was looking real good. It's about that
She
work.
was handmade by God. I know
It's
she was
about
fine.
it's about that work.
right, right.
Not
And
that
and
bonnet.
and and you know, to putting the appearance aside for just a second, it's not just about what you look like, but like Alabama church girl said, it's about what you're doing too. You know, it's I want our people to at least be able to bring some sense of shame and pride back because it's we allow any and everything and we don't hold anybody accountable. And then I put it. Let me give this example. Just the other day, I saw a post where a young lady, 20 years old, she said she just had a baby back in January, right? Baby 6 months old, but now all of a sudden she's ready to settle down and be a family with somebody else. Giving a man a child is the highest honor that anybody can give a man, right? But if you had a sense of shame about yourself, then maybe we wouldn't have so many kids born out of wedlock. Maybe the divorce rate wouldn't be so high. Maybe we'd see a better rate of marriages and black people working together in the community, like how it was. Because I mean, everybody watching and everybody that's watching in the replay, put it in the comments if you agree. Everybody knows that they had that grandma, that auntie, that mama, that somebody in the church or whatever. If you was doing something wrong, what did they say? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. What would such and such say if they knew you was acting like this? You know what I'm saying? It made you feel some type of way, right?
It did
And it made you
until you got older and realized it was bullshit.
not all of it now.
It
Some
was
of it was,
bullshit.
but
They
maybe not
were
all of it.
Hey, they was tap dancing the master. There was tap dancing the master. Hey, you shouldn't do this because of XYZ. Don't embarrass me in front of Katie Settle. No, man, live your life. You free. Live. Put in that work. Put in that work. What
Mhm.
work did they put in? What work did they put in? What? How did they feed the community?
But what I'm saying is
If
that
your sense of pride don't feed the community and make it better, what are they doing
right now they're making it worse.
right now? Because of what's going on.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. The
Yeah, right now
community.
it's terrible.
So tell me, do you agree with this? Are we doing in our community now? Are we doing better or are we doing worse
Ten
than the
times worse.
previous? That's what I'm saying.
But
We're doing
that's when do you accept responsibility and not follow status quo and push what we need to be pushing?
and that's what I'm saying. That's exactly you just said my point right there. We need to be pushing
Like,
different
okay,
stuff in our community.
we know growing up, the family reunion, right? Tell me, because I know I'm lacking in this situation. When it comes to family reunions, are we leading the charge like our parents did? Of
Of course not.
course not.
And we
So are we
need to
gonna
be.
Some
so
of
are
us
we so
wanted to be.
are we gonna blame somebody? Or we know we suck and we pacified
Mhm.
and we ain't doing our job and we're gonna blame somebody?
And then we need to be blaming us, is what we need to be blaming.
Exactly. It's
And that's
us.
that's what I'm saying. We need to bring
So
shame back
that's
to
my
us.
point. So instead of telling black, and this is what I hate, instead of telling black folks what they ain't doing, it's our time, right? What's the solution?
And that's
What are we doing? Can we tell everybody what we need to be doing?
yeah, and this is why we created this platform to have these
Because it's
uncommon
like, oh, we ain't
conversations.
doing this, we ain't doing that. It's us. We saying we. What
Yeah,
are
exactly.
let's do it.
I agree wholeheartedly. And that's why we here. That's why we having the conversation. You know what I'm saying? To maybe figure out what the disconnect is, and maybe we can start back doing better and bringing people together in the community. Because at the end of the day, I'm still a proponent of black love, black marriage, black relationships, and all of that stuff. I just believe that platforms like this will help us to start to go back in that positive generation to where we'd have a stronger family unit in our community. Because if we don't have families, we ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Val, did you have something you want to say?
Yeah, I'm just agreeing with you, JD.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Trying to fill the void, trying to figure out what the disconnect is, so we can start going in the right direction to where we won't have Black Twitter talking about canceling Beyonce Destiny's Child song after 17 years. Maybe they'll start talking about canceling Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion for putting a
No,
negative
no, no,
message
no,
out.
no.
You see what I'm saying?
That's where you twisted it. You went from Beyonce to other black women. All these white, I don't get it. We got a whole precedent set of folks ruining us. But we can't just talk about the black folks. They ain't doing shit. They don't own shit. Why are we just talking about them?
Because they can
What
say
about
no.
Susan B. Anthony?
Because
They say niggas stand up for the flag even though it was written for your ass to kill you. It's in stanza 3.
so
We
this is the
catching
thing.
niggas. It's in stanza 3.
So this is the
Why don't we
thing.
care about that and we going to Cardi B? She's a stripper.
Exactly. And this
What
is what
about the white lady? Come on, man.
we talking about. Uh, what we can
What
do
we
in
can
our
do
and
as a
what we
people.
can do in our community right now. What we can do
Not in an
now.
industry owned by not us.
But this is what I'm
But
saying.
it,
So check this out. So watch this. What we can start doing
right,
is stop subscribing to it, stop supporting it, and stop putting ourselves in that situation to
But
even
when you're
take
going
those
for a
types of
job,
roles.
but when you're going for a job, you're not worried about that, and you're gonna sign up for the best job for your family,
Yeah,
But see,
right?
we got to hold ourselves accountable.
okay, there's something that happened recently that is powerful that we really should take notice of. We have so many gifts and talents, and the power that we have has been under the radar for so long that I'm happy that COVID-19 let us take a break and let us hear where the tonation was.
Hmm.
These businesses cannot function without labor. But who are the laborers?
Right. Exactly.
Who has the knowledge to make it function and has the physicality to put in the work?
Right. Exactly. So,
Now, if
and
we can come together and work together, we can create our own. Is
mhm,
what I see COVID-19 has shown us.
right.
That's why I can see, and hear, and I've seen some articles floating around about the labor force is down. People want to blame it on unemployment. Well, no, I feel like what has awakened in our souls is I want to make money and I want to make it for myself
Mhm,
without a boss over my head telling me when I can eat, when I can go pee, when I can take a break.
right. Right. And see, another thing too is, um, I can't remember. I think it was on Instagram, but people think this stuff is funny. But a baby that was still female baby, a baby girl, still in diapers, jumping up and down on the mama's bed, and she recording it, and she doing everything Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion doing in that video,
Mhm.
and they thinking it's funny.
Yeah, I've seen stuff
That's
like
the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
yeah, but
It's not funny. When are we gonna
it's
start? When are we gonna start taking accountability for that kind of stuff?
for that
If
type
we
of
wouldn't put Cardi
right.
B and Megan Thee Stallion on the screen, then that baby wouldn't be exposed to it. It used to
But
be a time to where you had to be 16, 18 and up to see that kind of stuff.
that leads me back to what I was trying to preach about righteousness and having righteousness and a godness about us that wouldn't allow ourselves to carry on in that manner. Now, those who own these networks that put Cardi B on the network, they put Cardi B up there because they know that there's an audience that wants to see that and wants to hear that. And it's
Right.
not just all them, it's a lot of us. But if we had a pride within ourselves, if we still held a pride and accountability within ourselves and said, no, we're not going to act like that in public. Like grandma,
Mm-hmm.
I told y'all, grandma said it's okay to be a hoe. Everybody ain't supposed to know.
Mm.
If we have pride that says, no, 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 girl, no, no, we're not getting on camera to do that. There's some things you just don't do on camera. There's some things you just are not out in the public free willy with. It's just not going to happen. But see, we got a generation and we got a manipulation that tells
Mm.
the mind, well, I'm tired of being held down and not being able to just be free to do whatever I want to do.
Right.
It ain't that. Your mind is being manipulated. It's
Right.
not that. It's not
Right.
you being oppressed in that manner. You're being
And
manipulated in that manner
right. And the
out of
bottom
your
line,
sense of self-pride.
right. And the bottom line is, if it wasn't a market for it, they wouldn't be trying to push it and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my
If we took away the market, then they'd have
Exactly.
to find something else.
here's my
Exactly.
thing. Here's my thing. Why the hell are y'all focused on the music?
It's
We
not just the
got
music.
we got
Even
doctors and
even
lawyers. Ain't
Bill
nobody talking about
Cosby.
them.
I grew up on the Cosby Show, a healthy
And
black family.
and his portrait showed you nothing but greatness. They had
Right.
to dig into his backstory to tell you what he was doing in his personal life.
Right. But there's
to
a
make him bad, right?
Mm.
And Bill Cosby could be the worst thing you think of in the world, right? But it's also people that's in this country and our government and whatever who actually perform tests on you. You still pay your taxes. You ain't boycotting them, right? They had us as slaves. Who boycotting them? We boycott Bill Cosby because he had a couple of questionable things, right? We ain't questioning the country. We know what they did, right? Am I lying?
No, you're
Am I
not
lying?
lying.
So the point I was trying to make is when I grew up on Bill Cosby, there was a market of black people who wanted to see black families live a good, rich family life. Because not only was there Bill Cosby, you had the Jeffersons,
Gotcha.
you had Good Times, we had Amen, we had all these TV shows.
How did Bill Cosby show affect your life?
I saw a healthy display of black family. I
And that's
saw
why
the ups, the downs, the funny times. I saw the children go off to college and see the
his
different
life
world.
and look, his life is why I am the way I am today. Living
Yeah.
positive and trying to be peaceful, right?
Okay, but let
And
me
this
get
is
the
my only
point.
point. This is my
Man,
only
you
point.
just keep cutting me
No,
off before I get to my
I'm not trying
punchline.
to. I'm not trying to.
I
But my point,
want
my
to get to
point.
the punchline though.
But look, my point is that
I want to get to my point. Can I
you in
make?
a you in a country that whooped the Indians' ass. They whooped our ass. You still paying your taxes.
Okay, so my
What's
point
up?
is the market for the appetite of a healthy black family is no longer there. Otherwise, we wouldn't see so many reality TV shows where these women are cutting up and acting out. We wouldn't see so many of these basketball wife shows and
No, 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 no.
real housewife shows because the market is there.
Mm.
That's what people want to see.
I, that's
And
true.
then
That's true. That's
the
true. That's true.
marketing went down to tear up the perception of a Bill Cosby. Because yes, he did have questionable things, attributes in his
So,
personal life, but it's plenty of other actors who did. They
so
Mhm.
acted one way
exactly,
on a movie
exactly.
or a show, but their lives were very questionable.
Here's how it works. So newspapers been going out of business, right? They've been going out of business. Your regular newspaper, the National Enquirer thrived because it was aliens, bull crap, but it was selling more than your newspaper talking about, hey, we found this kitten on Third Street. You know what I'm saying? The drama sells, and that's been known for a long time.
Since the beginning of
Mm.
time, the Bible
Since the
tells you
beginning of
that the
time.
feet run swiftly to the gossip, to the
So
talebearers.
so that exactly. So that's my thing. We can talk about Bill. He may have let's say he affected 30 lives. That's bad. That's real bad. But I still pay taxes to the people who had my whole ancestry. That's why my name is Bradley McWilliams. I don't know my real name. My real name could be Bradley Mc. I don't know.
Do it
I don't
again.
know.
Say it
I don't know. So it's like when you hit me with Bill, it's like I know Thomas who fucked me up. Like,
Mm.
really? I know guns and drugs dropped in the middle of LA F me up. I know so much. I know the Tuskegee Airman with the syphilis shit effed us up, and then all of a sudden we got sickle cell rampant. I know that. So it's like let's push off for R. Kelly and Bill, and let's focus on who really got me living in this area, and while we redlined. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I kind of know what's going on.
But when I know our history like that, one thing I do know is we are overcomers. We are more than overcomers.
That's my
And,
point.
Mhm.
And this is
and
why I hate when y'all say, well, the black community, we ain't got no control of this shit. Your name's not Jeffrey Cottle. Your name's not Church Girl. My name's not Emmanuel Sandler. That's fake. But that's not our names. But we got that from somebody. Why we ain't blasting them? Why we blasting Bill?
because I can't control other people. I'm in control of
Mm.
me.
But
Mm.
they are
And
controlling
I
you.
like to think that I have some influence in my community.
But they influencing
Mm.
us. horribly.
Right, and we need to take back that influence.
We gotta take
Yeah.
it back.
We
That's
gotta-
where the
So
fight
something that
lies.
I was trying to point out earlier was this tennis player. I can't think of her name.
I know who you talking about.
The top tennis player in the
Yeah.
world right now.
The biracial one is half
Yes,
Japanese and
Haitian,
half
and
black.
Japanese. Yeah.
Mm.
She did something that's powerful, and we need to pay attention.
Onika something.
Yes, she said, "I'm gonna sit this one out for my mental health."
Mm-hmm.
They said, "Oh, we're gonna make you pay for it. You're gonna pay us $15,000 for your."
She was
mental
like, "I'll
health."
pay it."
But then that wasn't enough. They weren't satisfied. They said, "We're gonna find you. We're gonna do this." She said, "Okay, I'm gonna sit at home because y'all need me more than I need you."
Mm.
She knew that her power is, I'm the talent, honey. They coming to see me. Ain't nobody
Right.
coming to see you, Otis.
Right.
She knew that.
Right.
And you get paid off of the people viewing me. So if I don't show up, you don't get paid.
Mm-hmm. We are
And
weak.
see that last comment we just got, we're weak. No, we're not. You're weak. How are we weak? Onika shut it down.
It's part of the week.
We're not weak.
That are weak.
You're weak.
Yeah.
You're weak minded.
And you point to her and say she
Like,
weak.
how are we weak?
Part
She
of the
shut
week.
it down. She
Yeah.
said no. Say no. Do your thing.
And that's
We're
my
not weak.
point.
I'm tired of people acting like black is bad. Black is
It's
the
not.
shit,
Black is not
and
Right.
we're
bad.
gonna do our shit. Black is the gas. We're gonna continue to be the gas. When we do come together, we're gonna be
That's the point.
That's
we're
the
gonna be
point.
supreme.
And that's the
Like,
point.
I'm tired of folks downgrading us. We're not downgraded.
Right.
Kings and queens.
I will say
I'm
this.
tired of that
Can
shit.
I put a caveat on that? We're weaker alone than we are
Alone.
together.
Amen.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's
I knew
the
I
point.
liked you, Alabama church girl.
You love me.
You know I love you.
That's the point. That's the point that we're trying to make. Just like she did, and she said, "You know what? No, I'm not going to show up." We need to do the same thing with other stuff and say, "You know what? We're not going to show up for this no more."
That's
We
about
take it-
the boys bus boycott.
Right. Right. We're not going to stand for this no more. We're going to take our power back. We're going to take our men back. We're going to take our women back. And we're going to start building healthy communities. No more of, I don't need a man. I don't need a woman. We need to get together. We need each other. We need to get together and figure out a way how to make this work and to build our communities back up. Because if we don't have, legacy to go on and pass down, then they're gonna wipe us out just like they want to do.
I think we would self-implode.
Exactly.
I think with people like, I don't know how many it is, people like-minded like me, that'll never happen. We'll never self-implode. Ever.
Well,
Ever.
I'm hoping that's the case, but
we much stronger than that. We gotta stop talking down on us. These motherfuckers, they doing everything to each other. That's not us.
Okay, but Emmanuel, I love you too.
They killing each other.
But I want you to understand
that's not us. We're not
we
them.
are acknowledging the reality of our current situation, but then
that's not my current situation.
Also acknowledging
kings are kings. I have no talk.
Also acknowledging who we are designed to be in
King.
God's theory.
They bred us to be the best. That's why NFL and NBA players are the best. Rappers are the best. We got the dance moves. We got everything. We got the knowledge though. Like, we can say the dance and the entertainment, but I'm in cybersecurity and I'm one of the best. My homeboy is the top store manager. He's one of the best. JD, one of the best military dudes you're gonna ever find. We're the best. Has nothing to do with music, all that shit we talking about. We are the best. Period.
You better not leave me out.
Alabama Church Girl, the best radio personality.
So when y'all be talking down, they ain't got nothing to do with us. Nothing. We're gonna make sure we're good. I don't care what they think. Who is they?
Yeah.
Right.
They serving mayonnaise. I ain't got time for mayonnaise.
So the mindset has to be above and not beneath.
Right. Absolutely.
I might have to get in your inbox.
All right. So we doing good. I think it was a good show tonight. Good conversation, good discussion, as per usual. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I don't see anybody else in the chat, but ladies first, Alabama Church Girl, you got anything you want to shout out? Say to the people?
I just want to say thank you for a great conversation, JD, and thank you as well, Emmanuel, preaching all soulful like tonight. I am a part of an organization called Angels Among Us. We discussed this before, but the time is wrapping up. Angels Among Us is a organization. It's a 501c3 for developmentally challenged. It's for our special needs community. Angels Among Us is hosting a special needs pageant on September 18th. The registration for the pageant is winding down this upcoming July 18th. So, if you know anyone who is a special needs person or has children, relatives that are special needs that would be interested in participating in a pageant like this, please, please, please inbox me. My Facebook is Valerie Young. My Instagram is Valerie Real One, the digit one. My Twitter is here. Just please inbox the Alabama Church Girl and let us know that you know someone or you're interested in participating in the Angels Among Us special needs pageant. There are sponsors that are taking care of registration fees if you need. So just inbox me, please, and let us know, because we would love to have your family member shine in a way that supports our community. We want everyone to know that you matter. No matter whether you're physically able or not, you still are a member of God's children, and you matter to our community. I know I said a whole lot, but thank you for the opportunity.
No, you good. You good. A good cause for the community. Emmanuel, you got something you want to say? Shout out to the people.
Nah, I'll be in your DM, Church Girl.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Those of you that are watching live with us right now, don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to invite people to the Facebook group too. Go over to YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel there and share the video on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you can share it at, and let everybody know what we're doing over here. We're having a conversation, and y'all, we out of here. For Alabama Church Girl and Emmanuel Samuels, I'm JD, aka Mr. December. We out, y'all.
Good night.
Peace.